Hello, I'm back. Sorry, I'm chewing on something, but so I want to talk about something pretty important. I don't know if you guys experienced this, but a lot of people have because the things I've gone through. I've listened to other people, and it seems like, excuse me for my chewing. I've been dealing with some electronic harassment. Okay, I've been dealing with some electronic harassment. I think I've seen a thing that's being used. Um, I haven't said anything on this channel because I didn't know what it was. I'm not a big believer. I believe in spirits and demons, but see, I'm going to tell you something. Because I know that this is what you would call a virtual reality, or some people might want to call it a holographic world, or whatever they want to call it. I don't necessarily believe in the demons and spirits the way that a lot of so-called spiritualists might believe in it, because I'm not a believer in the so-called physical world. Okay, I'm not a believer in the physical world, and because I believe that we're in the virtual reality, which is that's been explained by a couple of physicists too. So I always figured I've been in virtual reality, and then I saw somebody video where they said they saw the Matrix, and then they saw how things really look. I've seen it myself. I've seen things it look like cartoons, right? When I see the Matrix for what it is, and I come outside of my mind, or this mind is not mine, it don't belong to me. We think it's ours, but it's not ours. But when we come outside this particular mind that's used by the Matrix to torture people, when I come outside of it, and things look like it's cartoony, look like it's a cartoon, like some kind of video game. Okay, so I feel like it's more of a virtual reality. Okay, although we do have a consciousness, we still do have a spirits and souls and all that stuff. So it's not like we're completely fake. But the ego, that mind that we're using, it is a technology used by AI. The current mind that we use, that we think is ours, and we wonder why we get all kinds of thoughts going through our heads. Because this is a universal type of mind. But let me get to the point, because I do this. I keep anyway. So I've been dealing with electronic harassment, and I never said anything because I did not know how to explain it. I do not want to contact any kind of readers because they're going to tell me what I already know, and I don't. A lot of the readers, they probably won't be able to tell me about the technology that's been going on. They might say something about some spirits or something, and some names and. But as far as the technology and gang stalking, I just don't think they're going to get that far. They don't seem to really get as far as understanding gang stalking and electronic harassment. They might call it some spirits or something, and some demons, and give the demon a name. And I've already seen a lot of things that's going on. I need the answer to make it end. Okay, I looked up electronic harassment. Gang stalking is just one particular video with this guy, something called Fanatic something, but he just explained everything. He explained everything, and I saw that it was electronic harassment. And I listened to another particular upload. I had my eyes closed, and I saw the technology that they were using, and it is gang stalking because I remember saying on this channel. And that I see like people when I start meditating and it look like I'm trying to rise up in consciousness, I see people wanting to attack me or to go and say, "Oh, here she comes! She waking up! She waking up! Stop her! Stop her!" That's gang stalking. That's gang stalking. All these people, I don't care if they white, they black, it don't matter what they are. That's gang stalking. That's the technology that's being used. So anyway, I just didn't say it on this channel because I don't know how I would sound on this channel. But when I looked it up, a lot of people were able to explain it. But I'm going to have to say this. It's a lot of Caucasian people, a lot of Caucasian people. It's one person dealing with a lot of electronic harassment. She's gone online a couple of times. Her name is Lucid Living TV. She finally spoke up. I think it was last week, and I think she uploaded something yesterday, but I didn't look at her video. She talked about some things going on. She kept saying that nobody really understands her. And see, for things like that, you need to really get around a certain group of people. It's going to be a lot of folks that don't understand you. It's going to be a lot of people that call you crazy and say you hallucinating. But that's because those people aren't targeted individuals. This lady is a targeted individual. I hate to say it, but I am too. Now, she's a targeted individual because she's been online. She's been on YouTube. People know who she is. She already know that she got in with the wrong crowd and she didn't realize it was a cult. C-U-L-T, a cult. And when she decided she didn't want to deal with that cult anymore, she's been gang stalked. She's been attacked by technology. I don't want to say what program this sound like, but it sounds like it's some kind of SS program, but I don't know. But see, she's known that she has a very high IQ. She's very intelligent, and then she might be recognized who she is. I don't know why anybody would know who I am besides my family did something ever since I was a little girl. And ever since then, I've been known to certain cults. I've been known because of things that my family have been involved in. And that's why these certain cults will recognize who I am, because I'm not known to a lot. I'm not known to people at all, basically. I'm not known like that to be attacked and harassed. And I also want to say, sometimes you're also recognized for who you are. Especially so-called black people, brown people. A lot of them are what you would call the old gods, okay? A lot of them are what you would call the old gods. Bobby Heenan spoke a lot about the old gods coming back, okay? The old gods. So a lot of brown women, a lot of brown men are old gods. But let me tell you something. That's the reason why brown women and brown men can't get along, okay? I'm going to explain that later. Brown men are a different kind of gods than the brown women, and I believe that's the reason why a lot of them are at odds, okay? This is beyond being a human with that, what's going on. That's beyond human, okay? They're both old gods. These men who recognize who they are as gods, as old gods, there's something in them that's stirring up. They're going against the women because the women are something else besides being a human. Okay, or acting like a human, because this is humankind. It's not really human. At this point, we are humankind. Okay. Yeah. It's a reason why black women and a lot of black men, they're not the same. Even though black women, so-called black women, give birth to them, doesn't mean that these men are their friends. Because women are just portals, stargates for a lot of different entities to come through. Okay, and the so-called black women have been stargates for a lot of these old gods to come through that's going to turn on them. And that's just what it is. That's what's happening. Okay, but other than that, yeah, electronic harassment, gang stalking is, let me know if you guys have dealt with that. If you have been feeling pins and shocks and stuff on you, if something going on with microwaves, something like that. Some people talk about the microwaves. People feel things in their bodies, something going on with you. You don't know why you're feeling funny and stuff in your body. And it keeps coming and going, and it seems like nobody has an answer. A lot of this is electronic harassment. This is, they hack the mind, because the mind is not yours. It's an illusion. I'm telling you, the electronics is controlling the mind, because the mind is an AI. The brain is a computer. The brain is not inside our head. It's not that organ that we think is inside our head, because we don't even really have physical bodies. So it can't be the thing that's inside our head. We feel like it's inside of our head because of heavy schooling and teaching and indoctrination our whole lives under this physical rule set. We feel like we got this organ in our head, this organ in our chest. We feel like we got skin. We feel like we got all this stuff when it's not real, but we've been so heavily indoctrinated. And that's why we are so tortured now. Some people, everybody ain't going through it. I hate to say it, but like I say, it's a lot of There's a lot of Caucasians that have dealt with it, but I'm gonna tell you something. The average Caucasian that I might meet won't even understand it. That is so weird. It's like you have to go online and then you'll see a whole lot of them. But like when I meet them, they don't know. It's like why can't you talk to a person that you meet in person? Why does it always have to be online somewhere? That is so crazy. But anyway, yeah, that's it. And that's the reason why, because of what I'm dealing with, that's the reason why I just shut everything out, especially a lot of this stuff that's going on right now. It's like, well, I can't do nothing about it. I can't do nothing about it. I got a lot going on right now with what I just described. Okay. Especially if you're a target individual, I don't have time to be taking anybody else's reality in my head. I don't care if they say they're reporting the news and they just want to warn people of what's going on. I can tell you some things that's going on beyond their belief, okay? I don't need to keep hearing about who's killing who, okay, or who hates black people. I don't need to keep hearing that. Because if these people call themselves wanting to warn me or something, and I can tell them stuff that they probably think I'm crazy for saying. Okay, so I don't need all that. I'm just saying. I don't need to concentrate. You know what? If you are a person that's dealing with a lot, and you might be one of the people that's been attacked by electronic harassment, and you don't even realize you've been attacked. You might not even know you've been attacked. Okay, if that's the case, who has time to take all that stuff in? Who cares about the zombie apocalypse? Let me tell you something. Zombies been around. They just finally making it known. People are finally talking about it like, oh, the zombies. And that's only because media finally started to put that mess out there like that. But zombies been around. The people been zombies, okay? And when they call somebody a zombie, to me, it just means that they're under some other kind of control. Like they have no type of control of their own mind whatsoever. Okay, now a lot of us are under some kind of attack because we use this AI thing that we think is our brain, and it's really an AI computer brain. Okay. Because the old gods, which is a lot of so-called black people, did not use this particular intelligence. Okay, now a lot of so-called white people, this is their original intelligence. So it's not AI for them because it's their original intelligence, but it's AI for us, which AI artificially also means alien, something that's not your original. So what we're under now, a lot of so-called black people, brown people, including Africans or whoever, what we're using now for our brains is really AI. It's really AI. Okay, because most of us use our ego most of the time. Okay, we use our ego most of the time. But anyway, it's not our original intelligence that most of us are using. Okay. But yeah, that's why you see a lot of all these different so-called races. It's a different intelligence. Okay, they're under a different type of intelligence. But anyway, and that could be why they really understand it a lot. That's why they maybe can understand electronic harassment a little bit better. Maybe that's why a lot of Caucasians can understand the gang stalking a little bit better, because this is actually probably their intelligence, where they come from. You know what I mean? The intelligence that they originally started using for their brains. When black people come from something different. Okay, and maybe that's why they can understand it a little better. Okay, and not to say that they're better than anybody. It's just that this is their original intelligence. Okay, because they came after us. Okay, they came after a lot of so-called black people, a lot of the old gods, because a lot of so-called black people ain't real. Okay, a lot of them ain't real. So anyway, yeah. But let me know if you dealt with anything, and yeah, let me know what you experienced when you thought you it just could have been your own body, but then you realize, look at electronic harassment and gang stalking. Put that on your YouTube channel if you suspect that that's what might have been going on with you. Electronic harassment and gang stalking. Look that up and see the stuff that could have been going on with you. Look and see if maybe that's what it is, and it's not just life happening. It's that. Okay, because a lot of so-called black people are targeted individuals, a lot of them, and they don't know they are. They think it's just life. They don't know they're actually being targeted by technology. Okay, and that's the reason why I said just all this stuff that people want to put on YouTube, it's best to fast from it, because if you're dealing with a lot of stuff I'm describing, you might not have room to keep taking all this extra garbage in. You don't have room to take on any garbage. Okay, we already know people kill each other. Okay, it's getting worse. Okay, I can see that ever since COVID started, because people are starting to get into their shadows more. Their shadows are taking over, and I saw that in 2020. I did a video on this channel, but it was in 2020, so it's way back there. And I said, I think the title of it is called "Seeing People's Shadows." I think that's the title of it on this channel, "Seeing People's Shadows." So I knew in 2020 with this whole COV thing starting, and then I saw shadows. I said, okay, I see what this is all about. They're really about to lower people's consciousness so the shadows can take over, and the world can be extremely, extremely, extremely evil. So I saw this already. That's why I don't need to be looking at folks' channels, because I saw it already. I saw it coming. I've seen more coming. This Monkey P thing coming out, I saw that last year. In my mind, I call it smallpox. So that's why I don't look at the news. I don't look at what nobody else got to say, because I've seen it and I don't want to hear anything else that could be different from what my own spirit is trying to tell me. Okay. But anyway, that's it, and I'll talk to you later.